Coach, we're just talking, and you congratulate Will Haynie. When you see guys succeed through adversity, I've got to think that's one of the real high points of what you do.
Well, it is, and you know that's why you do it, and it's great to see a kid like Will Haynie that's fought so hard throughout the course of the last 2 years, and we all know some of the struggles that he's had on the offensive end. But as a coach, you know what happens every day and how hard he works at his craft, and so to see him deliver, a huge homer like that. Not only are you excited for your team, but you're excited for those individual players when it happens.
This was a game that clearly you had to have, and yet it was kind of odd because you really had frontline guys going 3 days into the tournament. That almost gave it a game one type of feel to it.
Well, it did, and I think it says, a lot, for Dax and those guys. He's developed, the pitching staff, and we still feel good, that we can go, 8 or 9 deep. And so, when you get in that spot and you got Gilbo on day 3, and you felt pretty confident coming in, and, then you had Shaw, who gave you 3 outs, pitched really well. And then obviously Tommy came in and shut the door in the 9th. So I thought the pitching has set up really well for us in the tournament, and I still feel like we're in pretty good, position moving forward.
In the old days of this tournament, when you guys kind of helped put it on the map, you would have been in a spot where you almost had to win 5 games to get to the championship or to win it all. It's different now. It's all single elimination. Everything else you're going to play. Mentally, how much does that help, knowing that, all right, right now you're 3 wins away from a title? Well,
I mean, it helps. There's no question, because I think you feel like you can still piece together, 3 wins. If you're sitting here going, we got to win 4 games, that's when your pitching just really gets thin, on the back end. So, but, I think you're still in a spot that right now you've still got some reliable arms, but it's also when you get at this point in the season, you got to have some magic. Somebody's got to really step up for you, both, on the pitching side, but also you got to deliver big hits. It becomes an offensive tournament at this point because everybody's getting, into that 4th and 5th starter right now. And so it's the teams that can deliver those big 2-out hits and those big blows, I think, that can win those games, when you get into the back end of this tournament.
That no out hit that you got to start the 7th was pretty big as well. We've seen some well hit balls that don't come anywhere close to getting out of this yard before, but man, did that one to go for a ride.
Well, I tell you what, Will has hit a couple here in the last 3 weeks that longer than any balls I've seen hit, and then obviously I coached in the hot bat era, and but that kid's got tremendous power, and he really just absolutely crushed that ball, and so. Yeah, I mean it was huge. I mean that was the key to the game. Obviously late, and it really propelled us and gave us energy, I thought, for the last 6 outs.
Last thing, you said you've got options. Do you know right now what you want to do in terms of the start tomorrow? Will that be determined based on what happens in the outcome of the Vanderbilt A&M game?
Well, right now we feel like Will Carter, is the guy that's throwing the ball the best for us, and also like what Alex Watkins has done. But, Carter is a guy that has real stuff. I mean, he's going to be in the mid-90s. He's got an attitude about him. He started the season as our number 2 guy, even though he, had some difficulty. I think when we gave him some rest, he's come back and pitched like we thought he would. So, that's the direction we're leaning right now. We'll make it official a little bit later on, but right now my gut's telling me Will Carter's the way to go.